Okay, so let's call this the meeting of the June 13th, 2024 Affordable Housing Trust meeting to order. We are lacking a quorum, so we are not going to be able to vote on anything until we have one more person show up. However, we can start on the agenda, which calls for updates at 17 and 27 Upton Street, as well as 25 Worcester Street. So where are we at with Upton Street?
So Upton Street is going back to the planning board on June 24th. So Fiona is recommending that you guys attend if you can.
Sure.
Just to,
What's that date?
June 24th,
Is that a Monday?
probably.
Yeah.
Yep,
All right, I will be there if I can.
Monday the 24th.
All right.
What time is that?
7.
Okay.
And in the packet for 17 and 27 Upton, I included a couple of new documents that Conservation had received, as well as planning. They had it on their project pages.
From MDM Transportation Consultants, Inc.?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So they did their traffic study, and then there was one more.
Rivers.
Let me.
Yeah. We've got one bill to do, so if you could zoom in, we could take a vote on it.
Oh, and then
Just Dave Robbins.
the other one was from Graves Engineering
Alright,
about
cool.
the stormwater regulations and wetland
Okay.
regulations review.
Indicating that there are basically no issues.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. There was one comment about the Massachusetts Historical Commission shows an existing barn as an inventoried property. If not already done, the planning board may wish to solicit comments from the Grafton Historical Commission relative to raising the barn. I'm not sure where that general comment came from. That's not within. I don't know who it was inventoried by. I think the barn is outside of the historic district. So, I'm not sure what the issue is with that, but I don't think there is going to be an issue. So at any rate, okay. I'll try to be there, and obviously, the more we can advocate for these projects in person rather than allowing and sort of ceding the room to people who are just generally inclined not to have affordable housing in town, I think that would be better. It's important for people to hear voices. There was one member of the planning board that did comment online fairly recently that, it's important for the planning board to be receptive to the community input. And if the only input that they're hearing is that these things are bad, then that seems to be the way that they sway. So I think positive advocacy is always helpful. Okay. Anything else on 1727 Upton Street? Nope. Okay. 25 Worcester.
Yeah, so Andy Howarth, who he came the night that the RFP was awarded and met with the trust. He is coming into the July meeting. He couldn't make it tonight.
Well, that's great.
What's his last name?
Howarth?
Howard.
H-I-W-A-R-T-H.
All right, great.
And we had that timeline that Theo
Yeah, I
gave
see
us,
that.
and that has not changed
Okay.
since last month.
So we're looking at applicant lottery in 28/29. So that's 4 years from now, 4/5 years from now. This is why housing is hard. Okay. Anything else on 25 Worcester? Anyone? Okay, good. Matt, I think you brought this up. The next topic on the agenda is discuss real estate transfer fee. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, or do you want to have a general discussion?
I can talk about it a little bit.
Sure.
Wasn't really prepared to talk, but sort of as a select board member, sent it over to the trust to just look at. I'm not sure how we advocate at this point, but I think the trust should be advocating for the transfer. So it's a transfer fee on real estate. It's a local option tax, and basically, the version that I looked at it most recently just said any real estate transactions over $1 million, residential, would qualify for a certain percentage tax from the town, a local tax, which could be used for affordable housing, and it was in Maura Haley's proposed budget. They're obviously not through the budget process at this point. I don't know where that particular amendment is, but, go ahead.
I reached out to Meridian and he said the House excluded the transfer fee.
Yeah, they killed it on the House version, but there's still a possibility it could end up in the Senate version and then
Right.
go through the committee process this summer where it's compromised. So I guess if we were to have a role in this and advocate, it would be toward Mike Moore
Yeah.
and
makes
indicate
sense.
that was important to us. So,
My opinion is, you know, any funding source we can get, we should be advocating for.
right.
Um, you know,
This is one of those, affordable housing is one of those things that's quite literally about the money. I mean, you can make it about whatever other argument you want, but the bottom line is land and property in Massachusetts is expensive. And in order for us to make an impact and a dent, we need as much funding as humanly possible. And CPC has been fine insofar as it goes, but 2% on any transfer over $1 million would go further in allowing us to be able to subsidize projects like 17 and 27 Upton or 25 Worcester Street. I would have no problem like having a letter authored that we could vote on.
That's kind of what I was
In
thinking.
July.
Yeah, just shooting up
So-
onto it.
Yeah, to Mike Moore, maybe issue a press release as well to the extent that you're still pressing Grafton.
You think you'd go for the full 2%? Because I feel like in order to pass it, you'd probably want to do lower. And in my mind, I was thinking 1% and then split it between the buyer and the seller, 0.5% each.
Yeah, maybe.
So if you're talking about $1 million+ homes, it's not
Right.
an insignificant amount.
So I think what's been proposed is a local option, and then each town who wants to do this would then decide on those details. So
Right.
Yeah.
I think having that flexibility is also a good thing because, different towns might be open to different amounts and all that. But
And they might have lower thresholds, like if they don't have any $1 million inventory, what good is that option? So they might have to lower that threshold.
I think, I've heard another option that was AMI based, but yeah.
Give
that's-
Bruce.
All right. So, Matt, do you want to take a stab at writing a letter?
I'd be happy to author about it.
All
sure.
right.
Yep.
So why don't we do that, and then we can vote on it in July because I know the session's going to close July 31. So it wouldn't do us any good to delay it a month because then they wouldn't get it till August.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Let's skip ahead and talk about the bills. There was in the packet the bill schedule for GSX Solutions. Draw request number 12, invoice 24-0500-06. Now that we have quorum, we are able to vote on directing staff to pay these bills, I believe.
You're gonna have to sign it,
Okay.
and you can give it to her. And so
Do I have a thing to sign?
Not yet, because I wasn't sure if you were going to change the amount. Well, I can print a version real
I don't
quick.
think I will.
No?
Change the amount.
All right.
Yeah. So the amount, the draw request is $120,829.75. It is largely for this one invoice. It includes a bunch of different things. It's civil geotech engineering, tie and bond, $118,000 makes up a large chunk of it. Architectural design, $39,000. Interior design, 18,000, energy code / PM, 25,000, filing fees for wetland protection, stormwater permits, 26,000, peer review for traffic study and civil engineering, 15,000. The total comes to 241,659.51. They're asking for half. And I reviewed it, and I didn't see anything particularly egregious about it. So I will take a, motion to approve and pay draw request number 12, dated June 3rd, 2024, as submitted in the amount of $120,829.75.
So moved.
second.
All right. Motion made and seconded. All in favor, I think we can just do a voice vote because no one's on Zoom. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, motion passes. Thank you very much.
Move to adjourn.
You don't have to be here for the rest
Hold
of it
on.
if you would, if you don't want to be.
It's Bruce's favorite motion.
CMRPC Regional Housing Coordinator Report.
All right. So Josipa could not be here tonight, but she wanted to let us know that she's still working on that story map for Grafton for the housing production plan. but she's only missing some nice photos, so I just have to send those over to her. Evan's been getting some drone photos.
Oh,
so
fun.
I might send her some of those. And right now she's actually at a 2-day conference with Mass Housing Partnership,
Mhm.
and she wants to share all the information she's getting at that with us.
That would be
after
awesome.
it's over.
Awesome.
Next month she's doing another webinar in that series of workshops that she's been doing that started with the ADU one. So she wanted to know if you guys had any topics you'd like to request, because
Okay.
it's not set yet for next month.
Okay. I think that over.
Yeah, if you just want to
Yeah.
either send
Shoot a couple emails. Yeah, shoot me an email if anybody has a topic you want to add, and we can talk about it
Yep.
next month.
And then Josepha had also been helping Fiona get the units on the SHI for a couple different projects. So she's ready to keep working on that.
Okay, perfect.
We have 5 Millennium coming up, and we might be able to get those done.
Awesome.
soon.
Awesome. Great. And then, does that include your town planner report, or is that
I'll go into
town
the-
planner report? Yeah.
So that was Josepha's report, and then Fiona sent me some items here. So she is continuing to work on the SHI inclusion request. Right now, it's Fishable Terrace. She's also continuing to review the regulatory agreements for local action units,
Okay.
specifically 118 Providence. And the department's doing ad hoc coordination with UHLC on 40B projects, namely 14 Snow Road. The comment period ended, I think it was May 28th, and we submitted all of those comments to them. So we're just waiting for their final approval for the lip. We already did 1727 Upton. Fisherville Mill is being sold eventually, and they're marketing the affordable housing density and mixed-use zoning components for that. The master plan working group is still working on the housing chapter, so we'll be able to review that. Do you think that'll be at the July meeting or a little bit later?
The chair's on right now. He might know.
Oh.
Sorry, Dave.
I hope you're decent.
Oh. Who knows? Off the top of my head, let me just consult my notes here. I don't remember. What did we have scheduled for the July meeting?
All my master plan stuff's at home too, so that's why I put you on the spot. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know offhand remember which chapters. I'm not sure if they, I remember them saying that they're working on a couple of chapters, but I don't remember which ones they are. I don't know what we're going to have ready as draft chapters for the July meeting.
Okay. If you guys need anything from us, let us know. As far as the housing stuff goes.
We solicited.
Yep.
some, so-
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be real interested to see what they come up with for their first draft of the housing chapter, and
Okay.
I rather suspect we'll be very interested in the trust input on that.
All right. All right. Anything else, Amber?
Yep. So 5 Millennium, their hearing is continued to the same night as 1727 Upton on
Okay.
June 24th, and Fiona's expecting that that's going to close that night.
Okay.
So then they can submit for their building permit, and then when that's issued, we can get the units on the SHI.
Okay.
The planning department submitted a grant application for a traffic and safety study at the Common.
Okay.
So that was exciting. And there is Fiona wanted the trust to give some recommendations for for the housing production plan. There were some action items in there that we could submit for fall town meetings.
Okay. That's a good
Wanted to
idea.
get
Why don't
that going.
we put that on the next agenda to
Yeah.
go through that? I've always thought that about the housing production plan. It's sort of a roadmap to this, and then we kind of forget about it until we need to use it again.
Is that up on the website easily found? Because I know I found it in packets before, but can we get that as a button? So
Yeah, that's a good idea. Easily found, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's up there.
Yeah, it's on the Affordable Housing Trust page with the other housing production plans, but yeah, it's a little
Okay.
it's a little buried.
Thank you.
That it?
Yeah.
All right, great. Next up is the minutes from the May 23rd, 2024 meeting. I assume everybody's read them. I will take a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Very second.
Second.
All right, motion made and seconded to approve the minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes. I will take a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
All right, here a second.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, we are adjourned. Thank you very much, everybody.